Jerri Ward, back with Dr. Walter Block, and we were discussing Austrian economics, Ron Paul, and the current state of our economy. And Dr. Block, I mean, to me, it's very important to consider the legacy that Dr. Paul is leaving us with this run for the presidency. And I'll tell you right now, I haven't given up on a nomination for him, and people can tell me I'm naive or that I don't know my math or whatever, but you know, I'm fully aware that it's the delegate count that nominates a president, and if John McCain somehow doesn't get the requisite number, we have a brokered convention, or if additional bad press comes out on him and somehow stymies his presidential candidate, we still could have a brokered convention, and then it could be up in the air. So I'm not giving up on Dr. Paul. But what do you see in terms of the legacy that he's going to leave because of this run for the presidency he's made?
Well, first of all, let me just say that I agree with you entirely. I have several bets, sort of gentleman's bets kind of thing, at various odds. The first bet I had was 200 to 1 odds, because that was when Ron was 200 to 1 against. Then I have a bet, my dollar against the $50. Then I have a bet, my dollar against $15. Then I have a bet, me against $6. And several of these people are saying, well, I should pay. And I said, tut, not so fast. This might be a brokered convention. Anything can happen with McCain. I mean, he could explode. He could get a heart attack, God forbid. He could be assassinated, double God forbid. But anything could happen. He was born in the Canal Zone, not in the U.S. Perhaps he'll be considered not fit to be president. Who knows? If any of that happens, Ron Paul is back in there. I mean, Ron and Huckabee and McCain are the only people that are in that race. Romney dropped out, although he might come back in if something happened to McCain. So it's not over until it's over, until, as they say, the fat lady sings. And with regard to the legacy, I think this is nothing short of magnificent. There was a book written by, what's his name, Doherty, where he mentioned the 5 people who were the most influential in terms of promoting libertarianism. And I think the people he mentioned were Mises, Rothbard, Rand, Friedman, and Hayek.
Uh-huh.
And I would say that that's true in terms of the intelligentsia. But in terms of spreading the word to the masses of people, I think that not only is Ron Paul more important than any of those 5, but that he's more important than all 5 of them put together. I mean, Ron has been on TV shows. He's been on newspaper coverage. He's responsible for the death of more trees due to newspaper coverage than any other libertarian, than every other libertarian all put together. Ron has been nothing short of phenomenal. People know who Ron Paul is. Not everyone, but many, many people who've never heard of Hayek and never heard of Milton Friedman or never heard of anyone else. Maybe they've heard a little bit of Ayn Rand, but as far as I'm concerned, the legacy of Ron Paul is not over. I mean, hopefully he'll win his congressional seat, and hopefully other people like Murray Sabrin and others who are running as Ron Paul Republicans will win some of these races, or at least come close. No longer will we be able to be totally shut out of the media as we were before, thanks to Ron Paul. He's amassed millions of dollars. He can't use any of that for his congressional race, but that money will go to some good, I'm pretty sure. But more than the money, the masses of people that have supported him at the rate of, $20, $50, $100. Ron doesn't get money from the special interests in large gobs. He gets money from millions of people. So millions of people have now been introduced to Ron Paul. You see bumper stickers all over the place. You see flyers. Ron has put libertarianism, no longer are we considered librarianism or libertinism or anything else like that, or libertunianism. Libertarianism has now got a jolt of publicity of the sort that it never had in a million years.
Well, let me tell you, I've been to 5 rallies since he began his presidential race, down in Lake Jackson, here in Austin, over in San Antonio, up at Fort Worth for the Republican straw poll, and then just last weekend with 7,000 people on the campus of the University of Texas. And in every single one of those rallies, there's been thousands of people, and a good portion of them are young people. And those young people are applauding like crazy when he talks about abolishing the Fed. They understand better than anybody monetary policy. I mean, he has gotten a whole generation to actually read up on what monetary policy is and what Austrian economics is. And, it's true that many of them are first-timers in the political process, but a lot of them have committed to try to change the Republican Party into a party that is truly free enterprise and truly liberty-oriented. Are you seeing that same kind of thing in your part of the country?
Oh, absolutely. Around here, I'm in New Orleans. We have all these meetup groups where there are dozens and hundreds of people at each meetup group, and there are dozens of meetup groups. This is nothing short of phenomenal. I mean, a lot of these signs, Ron Paul signs and stickers, don't come from the Ron Paul campaign. Like the money bombs and the what was that Zeppelin thing?
The blimp.
The blimp, the Zeppelin, whatever. The money bombs, that all came from just individuals who got up on their hind legs and said, I'm not going to take it anymore, that it's the same old way. I mean, Barack Obama talks about change, but he doesn't represent change at all. It's the same old egalitarianism, socialism. I mean, he's a very good public speaker. I would hope no one would find this amiss. He's a better public speaker than Ron is. But Ron is a magnificent person who favors liberty, and Barack Obama, his change is just toward more socialism and more interventionism and more regulation and less liberty.
That's what I was talking about before we got you on the line, is that Obama had a rally here last Friday with what they say 10,000 people, and what they did was chant healthcare, healthcare. Now, that is just pure socialism.
Absolutely.
And I work in law in the area of healthcare, and I can tell you right now, the government being involved in healthcare is not a good thing because, for one thing, the providers, when they're that heavily regulated, they can't pay attention to their consumers or their employers or their employees or their stockholders. They have to bow down before their bureaucratic masters. I mean, isn't that one of the truths that Austrian economics makes clear, is what happens to these entities that are so highly regulated?
Absolutely. You're really talking about the Austrian calculation debate, which is the crucible in which the Austrian school was born against the German historical school, who were central planners. Look, if we learn anything from the fall of the Soviet Union, from the one-way traffic west in Germany, not east, west, it's that socialism doesn't work. So why are we trying educational socialism or health socialism or any of the other socialisms that we're trying? It's preposterous. We've learned that you can't have a modern economy with central planning, and now we're trying to apply central planning to healthcare, and it's just plain foolish.
Well, what central planning means in terms of healthcare, schooling, or the monetary system is less liberty and freedom, and that's the point that Dr. Ron Paul has been making in his campaign, and that you make on a daily basis with your students. Is that right?
Absolutely, and you too. It's the three of us.
Yes. Well, Dr. Block, I want to thank you for being with me today. This has been fascinating, absolutely fascinating, and of course we've been discussing some of my favorite subjects, including Dr. Ron Paul. Maybe I've had my fix for today, and I can go do some other work.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Get a free Razor cell phone delivered free to your door. Don't want a free Razor? Then go to letstalk14.com and choose from hundreds of other free phones. Join 500,000 users who found the smartest way to buy their cell phones. Never pay retail again. At letstalk14.com, you can compare prices on phones and service plans from all the major carriers. Find the coolest new phone at the coolest price. Find the best current special offers. Read what folks have to say about their phones and plans. They actually rate and review their phones and service plans so you know which ones to pick. Do it all in the comfort of your own home. If your plan is ending, now's your chance. Try your new phone risk-free for 7 days with free 48-hour shipping. LetsTalk14.com is the only way to get the absolute best deal possible. Right now, get a free Razor after $50 mail-in rebate. This is an exclusive online offer at LetsTalk14.com. New 2-year service plan agreement required. One-time wireless activation and early termination fees may apply. Go to LetsTalk14.com. That's LetsTalk14.com.
What America needs is affordable health insurance. Finding affordable health insurance for you and your family, it's on everyone's mind right now. If you're self-employed, it's on your mind too. One of the things we face as entrepreneurial Americans is finding affordable health insurance. Well, I've found a company you can call right now and get affordable health insurance. Midwest National Life Insurance Company of Tennessee. Write this number down, 877-592-7780. That's 877-592-7780. Midwest specializes in helping entrepreneurs of all kinds, those of us who run small businesses or don't get health insurance where we work, to protect our families with affordable health insurance. Call 877-592-7780. Not available in all states. Association membership is required in most states. Home office, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Exclusions and limitations apply.
Attention, annuity and structured settlement holders. Waiting years for your annuity payments? Now you can break free from a schedule set years ago. You don't have to wait years. Get the money you need now. Call 800-463-4052. Novation Capital has prepared a free DVD to explain how you can get your money when you need it. Call Novation Capital today at 800-463-4052 for your free informational DVD. Take control of your structured settlement or annuity. Lives change. A schedule set years ago may not make sense for you today. Call 800-463-4052. Find out how you can get your money when you need it. Call 800-463-4052 for your free DVD. That's 800-463-4052. Novation Capital. Your money when you need it.
Jerri Ward, and I'm back for the last segment of I Object, Justice Examined, and that was really a fun interview. Of course, I always have fun when I'm talking about the presidential campaign, Austrian economics, and Dr. Ron Paul, and I'm going to talk about him until the very end, until it's over. Because I can tell you, I'm not one of these radio hosts that's up there with the elite. I don't know any of them. I'm a person who is digging down into the grassroots of my own community. Like I said, I'm a precinct chairman. That's the most lowly political office you can hold in the United States. I'm every weekend walking blocks, making phone calls, doing the dirty work that you do when you're trying to get somebody elected. I'm getting to know everybody in my precinct, and I can tell you right now that people are mad out there. They're mad about the choice that they have. They feel like the media has shoved John McCain down their throat. So I'm hardly at this point going to be one of those that goes into lockstep and agrees that just because it looks like he has the best chance of becoming our nominee that we have to bend over and bow to him. I'm going to keep bringing up the problems with him because it just floors me that the Republicans are on the cusp of nominating a candidate who insulted another candidate for having made profits. This is a guy who's never held a private sector job in his life except for a few months when he worked for his father-in-law. I'm just not going to go along. I'm not going to go along to get along. Now, what I'm going to do during the general election is in my precinct, I'm going to bring the Republicans out, and I'm going to get them to vote, and I'm going to make sure our good Texas Republicans win in my precinct. But I'm not going to tout John McCain, no matter what. Next month, I'm going to start having my show twice a month, so join me. I believe the next show is going to be on March 13th, so join me for another show of I Object, Justice Examined.
This is Right Talk Radio.